decades or nights ago, the memories of that special day in 1960 are still very green and conspicuously white in their hearts. Our correspondent will shed more light on this. Then, when a country gains independence, one of the first things established is a national anthem. It is a symbolic song that speaks about the passion of the people. Same for the national flag. That said, how well do you know our national symbols and what they represent? We have an interesting feature on this. Still on our national anniversary, the colorful displays by the military, civilians, and diverse cultural groups in Nigeria at the Independence Day anniversary parade in Abuja was a spectacular sight that reminded many of that cherished October 1st celebration that mirrors our uniqueness. We have it on cue, and of course, Lagos, referred to as Lasgidi, is not a coup for show for nothing. We have a way of celebrating in spite of the odds. How was the independence anniversary marked in Lagos this year? Stay tuned for details of this and other celebrations, including empowerment initiatives. I'll pause here so that Elizabeth Omori can take the news segment. Lizzie, over to you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. President Muhammad Buhari is in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, ahead of the inauguration of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed for a second five-year term in office. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
Visiting for the first time since his last state visit to Ethiopia in February 2020, President Muhammadu Buhari arrived at Addis Ababa to a warm and befitting welcome. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed led a high-powered government delegation to receive the Nigerian leader at Bole International Airport. Others at the airport were Nigeria's ambassador to Ethiopia, Victor Adekunle Adeleke, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, Director General, National Intelligence Agency, Rufai Ahmed Abubakar, and other senior government officials.
There's a new trend in Africa now that should not be encouraged. And when African leaders are seen to support the growth and development of democracy, is good for the continent. I think this kind of visit boosts African solidarity. It encourages and entrenches democracy.
You recall that Nigeria has been a stabilizer of many democracies in Africa. And Mr. President has always spoken strongly about values of democracy. So his coming is to strengthen democracy.
President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to join other heads of state and government at the inauguration ceremony on Monday, marking the beginning of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's second term in office. The president is scheduled to deliver a goodwill message at the event.
Over 50 African countries, and the Nigerian president is the one delivering the goodwill message, the solidarity message, the keynote message. Very good for our country, very good for the continent. So President Buhari is not here in just his capacity as the Nigerian president. He is here as an African leader.
That he's going to deliver a goodwill message is one of the best things that can happen, because in the minds of Africans, they will see that there are leaders who value what they say, and they push for the best for their citizens, and then for Africa in general. So his coming is one of the best things. And making a goodwill message will encourage the host's Prime Minister to work for the best of his people and for Africa.
President Muhammadu Buhari, in an earlier congratulatory message, expressed Nigeria's best wishes to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, urging him to continue with the good policies of his government that endeared him to the people. He promised continued support for the unity and territorial well-being of Ethiopia and other African states. From Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Nigeria can sustain and strengthen its relations with sister African states by promoting unity and cohesion. Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Foreign Affairs, Gabriel Aduda, stated this in Bissau, the capital of Guinea-Bissau, while inaugurating Nigeria's permanent mission building in that country. Anthony Forson reports.
standing on a 1 hectare plot of land in the high-brow diplomatic enclave in Bissau, the capital city of Guinea-Bissau. The edifice, apart from office space, will provide non-consular services. Inaugurating the mission house, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Gabriel Aduda, said the federal government has always remained committed to strengthening its relationship with its African brothers.
Federal government of Nigeria
Governo Federal de Nigéria
has shown very strong support to the government of Guinea-Bissau.
e tem mostrado suporte forte para o governo de Guiné-Bissau.
We have enjoyed very cordial relations.
De facto, nós desfrutamos boa relação cordial.
And it is as a result of this
E no resultado daquilo,
that we have taken it a step further to put in place this property.
nós tomamos passos adiante para pôr essa propriedade ali.
Oftentimes, it is not every mission that comes to a country that puts down a property like this.
Manga de viagem, que qualquer missão que vai a qualquer país para pôr edifício, propriedade sumessa.
So this shows importance and value that is attached to the people of Guinea-Bissau.
Esta mostra importância e valor que Nigéria tem para o povo de Guiné-Bissau.
And as such, we are very delighted today.
Para ver daquilo, nós estamos muito contentes hoje.
Not only that we are here to commission this building,
Não só como nós estamos ali para fazer essa abertura,
but also that we are doing it on the occasion of our 61st independence anniversary.
e também
It is in the light of this that the Nigerian government is pushing for the speedy completion of its permanent mission house in that country. The Nigerian ambassador to Guinea-Bissau, John Usanga, said the opening of Nigeria's permanent chancery in Guinea-Bissau is a deliberate way of deepening relations.
No one can wish away the greatness of our nation. It will resolve any doubt about Nigeria's commitment to Guinea-Bissau. What we are witnessing today is not just the opening of a chancery building, but the marking of an epoch that will deepen Nigeria's diplomatic relations with
mas
Guinea-Bissau.
também
São excelentes, perfeitas, impressionantes.
In my opinion, the disclosure of everything that has been done here, it's really perfect. It's really, it's really great.
The deputy head of mission from Gambia and the president of the Nigerian community expressed satisfaction with the move by Nigeria to have a permanent mission in Bissau. Anthony Forson, NTA News.
In other news, unknown gunmen have attacked DSS and FRSC offices at Norway, leaving property worth millions of naira destroyed. While before 1 year reports that the hoodlums also set ablaze the residential building of former Minister of Finance Chu Okogu.
The Department of State Service, DSS, Newi, the louvers were shattered with bullets and facilities set on fire. Many residents declined interview, but one of the indigents of Newi who pleaded anonymity said at about 1 p.m., 6 Hilux Jeep stopped at the gate of DSS and the occupants trooped out and started shooting. He said the hoodlums also furthered their attack at FRSC, where they tried to set the building ablaze. The residential building near the area was also set ablaze by the hoodlums. The eyewitness said no life was lost. The public relations officer FRSC, Margaret Onabe, has this to say.
I'm fine. Investigating it. When we get the full information, we are going to update the house.
A source close to the DSS in Anambra State who confirmed the incident says an investigation is in progress. In Oka, Wabufongoye, NTA News.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, is refuting information circulating the social media that the organization is conducting a recruitment exercise. A statement issued by Garbardin Mohammed, Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, NNPC, says the public should disregard the information in its entirety. He said whenever NNPC decides to conduct a recruitment exercise, it will announce to the public through authentic public communication channels, including the NNPC's website, which is www.nnpcgroup.com. To this effect, he reiterates the NNPC is not recruiting. The shutdown of telecom services in 14 local government areas of Sokoto State has commenced. Across section of people in Danjeshuni local government say the shutdown of the telecommunications service will assist greatly in stopping informants from communicating with bandits. They expressed this optimism while speaking to NTA News on efforts by government to end banditry and kidnapping. Dalhatu Mohammed reports.
The shutdown of telecommunication services by the Sokoto State Government and the Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy in 14 local government areas of Sokoto State is toward checkmating the activities of bandits and other collaborators. A visit to Dangeshuni, one of the affected local government in the state, indicates that telecommunication services have been suspended throughout the local government. Some residents of the area described the shutdown as a welcome development because the informants will not have access to communicate with the bandits.
If it happens to be a success, we are all right. Simply because the problem of security in this country, or specifically in this particular state, is alarming.
But if there is contact, they can contact anybody from any place to bring something for them. Maybe like they can bring food for them or pastry.
They commended the efforts of Sokoto State Government and the Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy for implementing the containment order. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the suspension of mobile networks in 13 out of the 14 local government areas of Zamfara State has caused a sudden change in the mode of communication within the state. Sadia Abubakar Tunau reports on the impact of these activities of the Nigerian postal services in the state.
The recent shutdown of telecommunication services due to armed banditry in Zamfara State is expected to boost patronage of the postal service in the state.
We also use this telephone as the major tool for our adverts and other things. And now that everything is shut down, you can imagine us using a phone in 1 minute to reach Kaurana Moda. Now we have to use a motorcycle or use a car to go to Kaurana Moda. It's not progress. We are affected seriously.
Some residents of Gusau, Zamfara State capital, lamented on how they resorted to letter writing as an alternative means of communication.
Within 24 hours, if you use NURTW in a registered motor park, you can deliver your message and you can receive your message.
I don't use night post. I use all these commercial vehicles, like a driver to his destination.
We are using night force before, but virtually simply because of this kind of media, we just decided to dump it. I think it's the right time that we people should please come back and embark all those policies so that we can make that place to be very effective and efficient.
Some patronizers of the night post services who spoke to NTA News said they have been enjoying its services even before the lockdown.
This is not my first time coming to the night post office for easy delivery because of their services.
For easy getting our properties from the post.
In Gusau, Sadia Abubakar Tunau, NTA News.
Police in Zamfara State have rescued 16 more kidnapped victims. Jamilu Ibrahim reports that stepmother of the Speaker of Zamfara State House of Assembly, alongside a 3-month-old baby kidnapped 8 weeks ago, were among the rescued captives.
The 16 kidnapped victims, including a 3-month-old baby, are the latest batch of more than 200 captives from across Zamfara State who have regained freedom within the past 4 weeks. 11 of the victims hail from Magamentande village in Kauranamuda local government area, while the other 4 are from Magare community in Zurumi local government area of the state.
The police were able to rescue the victims hale and hearty. They are all medically checked, debriefed, and will be reunited with their families.
Stepmother of the Speaker of Zamfara State House of Assembly, kidnapped alongside her husband more than 2 months ago, is among the rescued victims. Zamfara State Police Command is, however, silent on the fate of her husband, who is the district head of Magaria and Zurmi local government area, as the bandits were said to have kept him separately from the other captives. The police commissioner says a rescue of more kidnapped victims across the state is in the offing. In the meantime, the police and other security operatives in Zamfara State have succeeded in the arrest of a notorious armed bandits kingpin, popularly known as Bello Ruga, and some of his collaborators who had been allegedly terrorizing people of Gumi local government area of the state over the years. Things recovered from the suspects include assorted weapons, foodstuffs, drugs and some jerrycans of petrol, among other exhibits. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Addressing the challenges of insecurity, corruption and tribalism requires citizens' participation. To this end, the 10th annual lecture of the Muslim Congress in Abuja focuses primarily on how this can be achieved. Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila reports.
This is why we have chosen this topic, so that we can educate us more on this.
It's the 10th annual lecture series of the Muslim Congress. This year's gathering is not the usual talk show, but more of critical thinking to come up with an informed ideas in helping the government tackle some national issues. Mutual suspicion, religious and political intolerance will not create the needed ecosystem for national development. Speakers at this gathering are therefore calling for national rebirth.
This disunity and tribalism are one of the myriad challenges facing Nigeria.
As the farmer, as his family members increase, he wants more land to farm. Likewise, the herder, as his family member increases or the value of the cattle he's grazing decreases, he wants to have more cattle or even take them further.
Don't think of where you were born. Don't think of who your parents were. Think of the country, because God had meant that you should be in this country.
When you have parental failure, you surely will have societal failure, and that's what we're experiencing today. So I think talking about insecurity, talking about disunity is something that is very, very important for us.
It is a one-day intensive lecture, but organizers are hopeful it's a one great stride in reorienting the mindset of many positively. Abraham Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
The development of any nation is mostly tied to the level of support and prayers for the land and those in leadership. This came to the fore at a prayer convocation for Nigeria at 61 as Christian leaders in Akwa Ibom State urged Nigerians to remain supportive of the federal government's development plans, particularly as the country begins another journey in our history. Clement Barekwi reports.
Peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. We speak peace into everywhere. Jesus.
In this hall are men of God from all Christian denominations, and the purpose of their gathering is to thank God for the 34th anniversary of Akwa Ibom State's creation.
It is not in anybody's power to decide who sits on the throne. It is that of the Father.
We need leaders who can lead by example, those we call Tupocrats.
We have to be thankful to God for how far we have come and pray for those who can lead us to an even greater tomorrow over yesterday.
We need to build the youth. That's why I want to see Akwa Ibom. I want to see Akwa Ibom for the youth, by the youth.
The leaders who based their prayer point on Matthew 20 verse 23 reminded Nigerians that God is conscious of who leads his people, hence the need to depend on him ahead of the 2023 general elections. The Christian leaders and other patriotic Nigerians agreed that fervent prayers for the leaders instead of political sentiment is what the country requires now from the citizens. In Uyo, Clement Barekwi, NTA News.
Rivers State Governor Wike has urged Nigerians to work together to salvage the country from the current political and socio-economic woes. The governor was speaking when he hosted the former Emir of Kano and Grand Khalifa of the Tijaniya Order of Nigeria, Mohammed Sanusi II, at Government House, Port Harcourt. Ugedi Nyekwere reports.
Governor Wike opined that development can only be achieved in a secured society that promotes good governance that is predicated on the rule of law. He said it is obvious that insecurity across the country has exerted pains on many Nigerians.
We're trying to put our state in such a way that people doing business or people who are living in the state will have that sense of protection. Today, it's not as if the state is 100% safe. No country can say so. But you can feel, look, I think comparatively, that River State is safe. That does not mean you will see one form of crime or the other.
Former Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, says he is on familiarization tour to leaders and members of the Tijaniya order who are residents in the state as their Grand Khalifa. Sanusi described the order as peaceful, abhors extremism and criminality, advocates brotherhood, solidarity, and progress of the country.
And I would like to thank Your Excellency. They have informed me of the support they have received. And we have watched closely the efforts of His Excellency to make Rivers a home for all Nigerians.
He acknowledged the quality of public infrastructure and security provided for all residents in Rivers State. In Port Harcourt, Ogedinyekwe, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has paid tribute to a one-time president of the Nigerian Political Science Association, Professor A.D. Yahya, who passed on this Saturday. The president described the late scholar as an extraordinary political scientist, an academic who played a role in every constitutional reform carried out by the nation from independence. As head of Department of Political Science and International Studies, Ahmadu Bello University, he was an inspiration to many who have distinguished themselves as scholars and administrators, President Buhari added. President Buhari condoles with the bereaved family, friends, and the government and people of Kano State over the demise. President Muhammadu Buhari has also expressed sadness over the death of People's Redemptive Party Chairman Professor Sule Bello and former military administrator of Delta State, Air Commodore Ibrahim Kefas. In a statement by Special Assistant on Media and Publicity Garba Shehu, President Buhari described late Professor Bello as a distinguished historian and politician with progressive ideas in line with late Balarabe Musa's political philosophy. President Buhari also paid tribute to late military administrator of Delta State, Air Commodore Ibrahim Kefas, describing him as one of Nigeria's finest military officers who did his job well. And Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, has described the death of Dr. Timothy Olawale, the Director General of the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, NECA, as a huge loss to the nation in view of his professionalism and candor, which he usually demonstrated during negotiations and other engagements. In a condolence message, the SGF recalled that late Olawale made outstanding contributions during the negotiations on the new minimum wage and the consequential adjustment that followed. On behalf of the federal government, the SGF condoles with the immediate family as well as the entire NECA staff and prays God to grant the soul of the departed eternal rest. And that ends the news segment of the program. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to take action against rape and rapists. More reports with Jennifer after the break.
Hey guys, making music for you is so easy for me to do. But you know what else is super easy to do? Linking your NIN to your Glow line by dialing *109*NIN#. Or I can call 109 from my Glow line and follow the instructions. And if I don't want to call, I can text my NIN to 109. I can even visit glowworld.com/NIN. And what if you've forgotten your NIN? All you have to do is dial *346# and Glow will help you remember it. Someone may ask, what if I haven't registered? All you have to do is go into the nearest Glow World and we'll help you register. It's that easy. So don't get disconnected from all of the amazing voice and data offers from Glow. Linking your NIN to your Glow lines is simple, safe, and 100% free with zero hassles.
The federal government, through NPHCDA, commenced Phase 2 vaccination of all persons 18 years and above with safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines approved by WHO and certified by NAFDAC. Special arrangement has been made for staff, their dependents and retirees of ministries, departments and agencies of government, private corporate organizations and non-governmental organizations. To benefit from this special arrangement, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng/corporate vaccination/ to obtain, fill and submit the Google form. NPHCDA will contact you within 48 hours. Protect yourself, your family and your workplace against COVID-19. COVID-19 vaccines are free, safe and effective. For further inquiries, call 0700-220-1122 or send a mail to covid19.vaccination@nphcda.gov.ng. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
Postponement of the midterm Ministerial Performance Review Retreat. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, regrets to inform all dignitaries invited to participate at the midterm Ministerial Performance Review Retreat, earlier scheduled for Monday 4th to Tuesday 5th October 2021, has now been rescheduled as follows. Date, Monday 11th to Tuesday 12th October 2021. Venue, State House Conference Center, Presidential Villa, Abuja. Time, 9 a.m. daily. Announcer, James Sule, Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Affairs Office, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation.
The Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission hereby invites all state executive, legislative and judiciary officials or presiding officers, local government officials, civil society groups, organized labor, elder statesmen and the general public to the zonal public hearing on the Revenue Allocation Formula Review scheduled as follows. Southwest hosting state, Lagos, comprising of Ekiti, Oyo, Ogun, Ondo and Osun, date 4th and 5th October. South-South hosting state, Rivers, comprising of Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta and Edo State, date 7th and 8th October. Southeast hosting state, Imo, comprising of Anambra, Ebonyi, Abia, and Enugu, date 11th and 12th October. Northwest hosting state, Kaduna, comprising of Jigawa, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, and Zamfara, date 14th and 15th October. North Central hosting state, Kogi, comprising of Benue, Kwara, Nasarawa, and Plateau, date 18th and 19th October. Northeast hosting state, Gombe, comprising of Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Taraba, and Yobe, date 21st and 22nd October. FCT, 25th and 26th October 2021.
Participants are expected to submit 5 hard copies of their memoranda in addition to a soft copy on the proposed review to the Secretary of the Commission, Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission,
with the phone number 0803-450-0062.
Before or during the public hearing, all memoranda should contain the contact address and telephone numbers of the authors.
Signed, Management.
The CEOs of tomorrow are already on ground. Nigeria's youth are active partners in nation building. Youths must strive to be heard. Youth is the power to make choices. Powerful voices who see the world differently and process it with divergent views. Join us at the National Youth Conference in October 2021. All roads lead to Abuja. 3 whole days at the confab. Youth delegates from the 36 states of Nigeria and the FCT. Having conversations centered on youth inclusiveness, peace, security, governance, and employment. It is time for us to emerge. Let the youth decide. The National Youth Conference is made possible by the Ministerial Youth and Sports Development and private sector partners.
Give your kids winning energy. Milo Active Go. With the goodness of malts, milk, and cocoa, helps them make the most of every day. Milo, the energy to go further.
Hey there, what's on your bucket list? Would you like to travel the world? Live your best life. What if I told you you could blow right this minute and do everything on that list? Airtel is celebrating its anniversary and saying thank you to all loyal customers. You stand a chance to win up to 100 million naira with guaranteed cash tokens in the Airtel Recharge and Blow Anniversary promo. Plus 250 megabytes and 20 SMS free. How awesome is that? All you have to do is recharge to win. For more information, dial *444*4#. Everyone's a winner. So hurry now. The more you recharge, the more you win.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The ITF has been a great partner of the Nigerian private sector.
They have been a veritable tool in the industrialization of this country.
It has become one of the key federal government institutions
that can be used as a benchmark for others to emulate.
To ensure that the skills agenda becomes government's
topmost agenda.
Having had 50 years experience behind ITF, they will be able to lead the process.
You've impacted upon the lives of many, many Nigerians, particularly the young people.
Impacting on the life of women is impacting on the life of the family.
They have trained over 25 million Nigerians in the last 50 years of their establishment.
Keep it up. We look forward to the next 50 years of glory.
I wish them many more years of active service to our country.
ITF has done well. Nigeria is going to do well.
Happy 50th anniversary.
Welcome back. The Eagle Square is the usual venue for the nation's independence anniversary parade. As Nigeria marks 61 years of self-rule, Francis Form reports on the colorful event that featured displays by both the armed forces and civilians.
This is a regular ritual to mark important national days and events in Nigeria. Almost everyone looks forward to it, and that explains the excitement at the Eagle Square. Even those watching from home are often glued to the screen to savour the two-round, slow and quick march past by the armed forces and other security agencies.
There they go. A round of applause, please. Synchronization of the reading, meeting from the band of parade, and of course the foot and arms drill of the officers and guards.
Of recent, however, the silent drill has become the people's favorite.
The River Niger and the River Benue, where the conference meets at Lokoja, Kogi State, one of the states in the Federation. And that is the formation, Your Excellencies, we have been formed there by the silent drill platoon.
The fusion of armed forces with national troop to entertain and pass vital messages is also enthusing many.
Nigeria is blessed with an array of cultures, and here we just have 6 of them to represent the 6 geopolitical regions of our great nation, Nigeria. We have the majorette display. This is an art of flexibility being showcased here, and there we can see them, the formation with the colors of our great nation Nigeria, green, white, green.
The traditional 21 artillery gun salute brought to an end the about 2 hours display of grit, elegance and cohesion.
Yes, Your Excellencies, concluding moments. There we go. Unity, oneness, great nation Nigeria.
Beauty of our unique diversity, well displayed. Now to Lagos. Lagos State is called Eco for show because of the social and flamboyant lifestyle of Lagosians. Nigeria's 61st independence provided another opportunity for residents to paint the city green. Was that really the case? Annie Daniels will tell us.
Driving around Lagos on a day like this is always a delight. I guess you know why.
The traffic Lagos is known for is absent, but the merriment remains. However, on this day, both the traffic and merriment that characterized previous Nigeria's Independence Day celebration are absent.
I grew up here at TBS here. When you come here at Independence Day like this, you will see a lot of fun. When you enter inside the Tafawa Balewa Square, that's where they used to do march pass. You will see different kind of things.
School children are not even passing. There's nothing to even remember. Before we spend 20 naira now, you have to know what point you want to use the money for. You cannot just spend money anyhow, because the money is not coming like before.
Everybody is celebrating it in the house.
While still nosing around town, I saw this. Her name is Tiwa Lola, a proud Nigerian making brisk sales from the sale of Nigerian flag.
Apart from selling the flag, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my country.
Tiwa is not the only one in this.
This thing now, if I sell it to somebody, can move to anywhere. So I want my country logo to spread. That's why I'm selling it. Yes, to spread all over the world. I want Nigeria to be all over the world.
Kind people, good citizens. I'm proud to be a Nigerian.
Not even the rain could deter them from showing off their love for Nigeria on her special day. As usual, Eko will always have what to display when the need arises.
Interesting. Nigeria as a country marked her 61st independence anniversary with activities that recounted the journey so far. Some looked into the crystal ball to see what the future holds for the country and her people. Abubakar Usman Akwanga relieves the spectacular exhibition at the State House where the country and one of her citizens entered the Guinness Book of Records.
Every nation has what it cherishes in times of celebration, and Nigeria is proud of her people and culture. Activities to mark the country's 61st independence anniversary were lined up as usual, but one turned out to be so unique that it earned recognition on the global arena.
The book pictorially chronicles various aspects of our dear country, Nigeria, showcasing a number of breathtaking moments from parts of the country that some of us may not even be aware of.
The book, Discover Nigeria, which is the outcome of Bayo's great efforts, is a huge achievement that is worthy of celebration and deep appreciation. Through the book, which showcases the rich cultural heritage of our country, Bayo has keyed into the area of tourism called cultural tourism.
I am Prav Patel, an official Guinness World Records adjudicator whose job it is to measure, officiate and judge record attempts across the world. I'm delighted to be invited by the JT agency, Bayo Omoboriowo, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria to announce the record title for the largest photo book.
For the biggest picture book in the world.
President Muhammadu Buhari's official photographer Bayo Omoboriowo is the man of the moment, making the debut in the Guinness Book of Records, a feat that the president expressed overwhelming pleasure over the young man's commitment and hopes to see more talented Nigerians excelling in their chosen fields.
Appreciate our individual and collective role in nation building and forging ahead as a people with a common vision as a strong and indivisible nation. We must all come together to propagate a new and positive narrative that Nigeria is ready to harness her own resources to become a global player in commerce, governance, arts, sports, and other fields of endeavor.
These groups have every reason to dance not only to mark independence anniversary, but also the feat by the country and her people. Patriotism and sacrifice for the nation were recognized to honor outstanding performances and encourage more people to work for the nation to blossom in prosperity and greater happiness.
A great nation indeed. And congratulations, Bayo. To many, 1st of October 1960 is a recorded account in the history book of Nigeria, while for others, the day is a receding memory. Only a few, like the woman in this report, retains a sharp and vivid memory of the day when Nigeria stood on the threshold of history to become an independent sovereign nation. Adeni Itaiwo gives us a glimpse of that day wrapped in the reminiscence of a 73-year-old woman who was once a young flag-waving girl.
She belonged to the Nigeria we hail the generation who watched in jubilation as the sun set on Britain's Union Jack, while Nigeria's green, white, green flag fully unfurled to rule the nation's horizon.
Nigeria, we hail our own their native flag.
Just 12 years old at the time, and in faraway Ofa, Kwara State, many miles away from Tafawa Balewa Square venue of the independence ceremony, Mama Mary Arewa was one of the young girls who sang to welcome the dawn of Nigeria's new era. 61 years after, that memory remains fresh, tucked in the inner recess of her mind.
The day before that, there were fireworks all over. That one was far into the night, and we knew quite well that something good, something positive has come to Nigeria before the morning that we now put on our uniform to go to the event, that center, to go and show our flag and march with Nigeria representative, no more Queen's representative.
Such was her love and allegiance to her new country that she held dearly to the symbol of Nigeria's freedom.
For years, that small flag, I was keeping it inside below my box. I kept it for years. Now that I know people are selling it all over, that's why I didn't, but I know it was very precious.
Yes, it was a time to dream and envision a great future for the new nation. Even in our twilight, those dreams are still alive.
The white men, they were really enjoying it. So we said, so that's what independence will bring to us. That what the white men were having, we too will be having them. That we now have it was a great, even at that time, I know quite well that things better, things positive will be coming to Nigeria.
Now at 73, she says how well we treat our national monument can sometimes be a reflection of how we handle our treasured values.
We used to associate TBS with celebrations, positive things, but now they are fences, offices, and all the rest.
What would you have preferred that they do with TBS?
To continue using it for celebrations.
After she allowed me feast on her time-worn album to further glimpse snatches of her interesting past, Mama Arewa brought the 61st Independence Anniversary Party to our humble abode by treating us to a sumptuous meal. My Independence Anniversary tales by daylight over, it was time to wave goodbye to Mama Arewa with silent wishes that she and others of her generation witness many more independence anniversary of a peaceful and united country.
How sweet. Now the Nigerian flag, the national anthem, are among national symbols that identify the nation and her citizens. How aware are Lagosians about this? Are they showing real patriotism to their fatherland? Annie Daniels is standing by to tell us.
The Nigerian flag, a symbol of the nation's sovereignty, was designed by Pa Michael Taiwo Akinwumi in 1959 and was first officially hoisted on October 1st, 1960. The flag is still seen flying like these ones, although among those of other nations. But how many Nigerians know the colors of the Nigerian flag and what they represent?
3 colors.
The Nigerian flag? So mention the colors. Name the colors.
Green, white, green.
Green, yellow, purple.
White, green, white.
What do those colors represent?
Unity, peace, and unity.
White represents arms of God, and the green represents agriculture. The green represents Nigerian, and the white represents agriculture.
Are you surprised like I am? Okay, let's hear them recite the national anthem and pledge.
Well, it's a long time. When we were in school, we learned it very well, but now we are growing. So many things have cropped up.
Pledge to my country, Nigeria, to be faithful, honored, and so on and so forth.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's color base.
Did I hear you say there is work for the National Orientation Agency to do? Standing tall at the very popular Sabo bus stop in Yaba and the National Theatre Igomu are the statues of Herbert Macaulay and Queen Amina of Zaria. Again, I asked, how well do Nigerians know about them?
Before Islam entered Nigeria, he's the woman from Hausa state. The only woman, that knife that he hold, that she hold, that only knife, if she bring it out, millions of people are dying. So, and children that are father born is the only women.
I've not heard about him before.
What class are you?
SS2.
These respondents attribute this to lack of patriotism and the absence of the study of history in schools.
When we were in school, they taught us who Queen Amina was. So that's the reason why we need to go back. We need to be, the children need to be taught. They need to know their background, their history. It is very key. If not, we will get it wrong. In fact, history should be one of the major subjects to be taught in school.
Ending this report without educating us on these national symbols will negate the essence of broadcasting. So, here we go. The Nigerian flag has 2 colors, green and white. While the green represents Nigeria's rich natural resources, the white represents peace and unity. Rightly reciting the national anthem and pledge symbolizes a citizen's patriotism to his or her nation.
Indeed, we have a lot of work to do. We need to embark on massive education because really in some countries it is painful offense for you not to know how to say the national anthem. We'll go for a break now. When we return, Newsline, we have more stories for you.
Mr. Kaku like to Kaku. Every day must do Kaku. Yeah. If you want me, go Kaku. If you want save me, go Kaku. Every time he like to reason. Even free things he go bad easy. Glow is there for you in every season. You don't have to over easy. Glow, better get that. Glow, oh that better. Glow, better get that. Glow, oh that better. Glow, better get that.
You don't have to be a Mr. Kaku when it comes to data. Get a Glow MiFi for 12,000 Naira and get up to 60 gigabytes data free.
No problem, Ma. We will deliver the fabrics by tomorrow.
Mommy, have you seen my other shoe?
Check under your bed.
Thank you, Mommy.
As a business owner and a mom, sometimes I feel like I've got 1,000,001 things to do.
Mommy, what another word for pa?
Strength.
Thank you, Mommy.
The new Tasty Tom Jollof Noodles makes cooking one less thing to worry about. Tasty and delicious jollof noodles just the way I like it.
Something smells delicious. Do I smell jollof? Noodles.
But I thought I smelled jollof.
This is not just any type of noodles. This is the new Tasty Tom Jollof noodles.
The color is just like jollof. And the jollof tastes delicious.
Mommy, more, please.
Relax.
New Tasty Tom Jollof noodles. Delicious noodles the Jollof way.
Ike, you are jogging? Since when?
New Freshio, a good source of vitamins A, B6, B12, D, and zinc that keeps you active and refreshed on the go.
Ike is so lively these days.
Since when?
Ike, your presentation is in 30 minutes. This is Ike's third meeting. He has been giving presentations non-stop.
You're so full of life these days, Ike. Since when?
Hey, it's Friday.
Party tonight?
After this long day of work, and you two, since when?
The New Freshio, nutritious goodness every day. Grab your bottle now.
Indomie welcomes you back to school. Have a session filled with lots of fun and excitement. Stay safe, stay healthy. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Welcome back. 3,500 disciples have been selected from over 20 local government areas of Lagos State. They were chosen not to propagate the gospel of Christ, but to have an encounter with destiny built with their own hands. The Festival of Harvest for beneficiaries who had earlier undergone training was facilitated by Senator Solomon Adiola, representing Lagos East Senatorial District. Abolade Salami tells us more.
It is not a political rally, neither it is a gathering to raise funds for political ambition. Gathered in this hall are the youth, women and those that are physically challenged, who had embarked in an intensive training in different skills organized by SMIDAN in collaboration with Senator Solomon Adiola for people of Lagos West Senatorial District. Though physically challenged, 41-year-old Charles Osagbe is mentally gifted. He is not just a painter par excellence, he is also a paint mixer. But the global economic challenge caused by COVID-19 has adversely affected his business. This intervention, no doubt, will breathe fresh air into his business.
For the painting, I've said maybe the chemical around here that I've been saving for so long to get, but I couldn't be able to get it. But right now, with this, I can be able to achieve it.
As a trainer who prefers to equip the youth with vocational skills and grants instead of continuous gifts of fish without teaching them how to fish, Senator Solomon Adiola presented the beneficiaries with all the needed equipment and certificates to empower them with hope of addressing youth restiveness.
It's so clear. I don't want this
item to be dispensed off with. I want them to use this asset for their own betterment, for their own upliftment. And I can say this: when they start small, they will end big. And this is just the first phase of numerous items that will be distributed to the constituent.
With the knowledge acquired in vocational skills and entrepreneurship, it is expected that new employers of labor will be created.
Please, once again, take it seriously and make sure you use it to your own benefit and the society at large.
Senator Solomon Adiola, representing Lagos West Senatorial District in the National Assembly, reiterates that the empowerment program will be replicated across the LGA in the districts.
It is taken for granted that many successful Nigerians are products of early schools, but how many of them remember to visit their alma mater to check on development? Are you one of those who have the spirit of giving back to the society and putting smiles on the faces of people coming after you? Well, the story of an old boy of Government College, Katsina Allah, set of 1958, General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma, is an example. He graciously renovated the school's hostels and handed over the now transformed modern edifice to the school's management. Evelyn Solomon was there for Newsline.
Structures, obsolete learning facilities, and unhealthy environment is the sight that confronts a visitor to a school which once wore a gleaming look befitting of a citadel of learning, having been the first secondary school in the then Benue Valley, the third in the northern Nigeria. Government College Katsina, which was established in 1915, has produced many prominent personalities who have excelled in different human endeavors. Apart from General Theophilus Danjuma, his last public office was as a Minister of Defense in the President Obasanjo's administration of 1999. Others include frontline elder statesman Wantari Paul Nongu, who was Minister of Steel Development in the Second Republic. It is on record that the school has also produced 3 former chiefs of army staff, many ministers, governors, and commissioners. Until now, the school had not enjoyed direct intervention from individuals or corporate bodies. Therefore, it was heartwarming when this year, Providence smiled on the institution as one of its old boys of set 1958. General Theophilus Danjuma retired came to its aid with the renovation of 3 out of the 5 hostels, while work on the second phase of the remaining 2 hostels is to commence immediately.
I feel greatly honored that it was my own classmate that he doing this thing, and also I am pleased that he invited me to come and represent him.
Other old boys took turns to thank the donor and stressed the need for old students to contribute their quota to their alma mater.
If you look at the structures that are on, you won't believe that it's just a renovation, it's a reconstruction. And I want to emphasize this point. The old students are very, very relevant in all the schools. This is an enterprise that it does not belong to government alone. I challenge other old students in other schools to also emulate this good example from the old students of Government College Katsina.
I feel fulfilled, most especially as I headed the team that implemented the reconstruction works here. I feel highly fulfilled and that I've not disappointed the members of the Board of Trustees and by extension, the donor who generously gave money for what has been done here.
We are quite appreciative. Actually, this thing has come at a time when the school was almost going down.
The famous Government College Katsina has continued to churn out personalities across different facets of life that have contributed to the development of the country.
Must give back. particularly to institutions that groomed us. Now, the Holy Scriptures of Christendom notes years of our lives as 70 and even beyond for those whose strength can carry. This is the story of a frontline politician, Wantere Paul Unongo, who celebrated his 86th birthday with thanksgiving for God's blessings upon his life. Sandra Duweshe Akeme brings us sights and sounds of the celebration of the Second Republic Minister.
Activities for the 86th birthday celebrations commenced with a Thanksgiving Mass at the St. Joseph's Kwasi Parish, Rome, where family members, friends, and well-wishers far and near gathered in praise. Describing the celebrant as an icon who has impacted positively on the lives of many Nigerians across tribes, ethnicity, and religions, Governor Samuel Otom, who spoke in TIF, prayed God to guide and protect the elder statesman so humanity can continue to tap from his wealth of experience. Leader of the delegation of the Northern Elders Forum, Usman Bugaji, who described Wantere Paul Unongo as a selfless, focused, and patriotic Nigerian, thanked God for giving him sound mental health.
We are doing this to also show that we are going to exit from whatever problems, and the North is going to emerge stronger and to provide the leadership it has always provided politically in this country.
As you see him, so he is. How he is in the house is not different from how he is outside.
A very courageous man, a man that has principles, and then when he sticks by his principles, sometimes even those principles comes with consequences.
The celebrant Wantere Paul Yopo Unongo, who expressed his unreserved gratitude to God for attaining the age of 86, remains optimistic that Nigeria will come out of its challenges stronger and better.
I thought this work was over. It ain't over. And I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to run out on Nigeria. I will continue singing Nigeria, preaching unity, loving it all, and loving my people.
Bless you, sir. Happy birthday. Now to tourism. His aggressive tourism marketing campaign, anchored on the calendar catchphrase, "Tourism is life," gave the Nigerian tourism industry unprecedented national and international visibility. So, what better way to say thank you to him than adding a feather to his cap? Wondering who that is? Then, listen to Annie Daniels.
It was indeed a night that will remain memorable in the hearts of all gathered here to reel out and celebrate him. Otumba Olusegun Rushewe, the Director General, Nigeria Council for Arts and Culture. Born in Kaduna to the family of Pa Bankole Rushewe from Ogun State, Otumba Olusegun Rushewe, even as a young child, never hid his love for culture and tradition, not even after attending schools and obtaining certificates and degrees from schools in Nigeria and overseas. Little wonder, Nigeria's tourism industry under his tenure has grown from leaps and bounds and still growing, with consistent annual exhibitions at international tourism expositions. Otumba Runshewe is a member of several organizations and associations, a detribalized Nigerian who holds several titles from different parts of the country, including the Nigerian Tourism and Culture Brand Icon Award, bestowed on him by experts and members in that industry.
What you call honor is recognition, is acknowledgement, is a celebration and a reward for value that this industry has had to benefit from the contribution of one person.
And is ever serious with whatever things he wants to do. He's a focused man.
Nobody that can change my perception of Nigerian project. Nigerian project is my project. I believe solidly that this country shall be great again. So for me, October 1st this year will open up a new beginning for our unity, peace, and continuity as a people.
Indeed. Otuba Olusegun Runshewe is that name that comes to mind when tourism is mentioned in Nigeria. Love, they say, matters most for a happy and successful union. The story of Chioma Ozodi and her heartthrob, Shedrack Oluwatimilehin, reflects this, and their love for each other culminated in a well-celebrated intertribal marriage. Omenka Amarachuku reports that the bride is the daughter of the general manager, NTA Abakaliki. He captured the event for Newsline.
The confluent state and the eastern heartland is distance apart, but these could not pose a barrier to Shedrack of Kogi State as he tied conjugal knots with his longtime heartthrob from Imo State, Chioma Ozodi, after fulfilling traditional marriage rites. The traditional marriage at the bride's compound was later followed with a church service in Abuja, officiated by Pastor Michael Adeniyi of the Family Worship Center, Abuja.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
A wedding reception was organized in the honor of the bride and groom that saw them plait their first matrimonial roles before the waiting eyes of all present.
They should live in peace. And they should be in unity. Once they are in unity, there is bound to be progress in the family.
The two of them are my children. Just wishing them the best of the marriages. They may not be the best, but you can make yours to be the best per minute and per hour.
When they do the will of God, they will not lack anything, and God will bless them.
God should build their family on the solid rock of ages.
For the guests, including the Director General of Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, represented advocacy, wished the couple a fulfilled, happy married life.
I want to also let them know that marriage is a serious business. It needs commitment from both parties to make it work.
I believe it is love that made them to cross the Niger to live together. That love should be present in their relationship all through, irrespective of whatever conflict, whatever challenge they will come across.
Looking at, of course, the marriage that brought the two zones together is a mini Nigeria. I see this wedding is blessed.
For the couple, a visiting of joy.
It's an accomplishment for me. It's a new beginning. It marks a new phase in my life, and it's something I've always looked forward to.
I feel good. I feel amazing. I feel blessed, and I feel honored.
Congratulations to the new couple. Time for another break is on cue. I will take it.
For those wondering why Schweppes changes look, experience tells us. Change is inevitable. Schweppes, made with over 200 years of experience.
Like a bird needs wings to fly, you need skills to be productive. No matter the level of your education, ITF can train you to acquire skills in areas like mechatronics, metal machining, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, information and communication technology, ICT, culinary art, and agriculture. Acquire a skill and transform yourself from being unemployed to becoming even an employer. Be a valuable Nigerian youth. Say no to unemployment and poverty.
I'll spread my wings and fly so high. I'll reach for the stars, yeah, it's time.
Industrial Training Fund, developing the nation's human resource.
This na the story of Pekin, we rise to the max. Rain or shine, it not settle for less. Na the story of small boy we get big talent. Home and away. Wait do, it be like say na the story of one man we fall, but we bounce back in style.
Osimhen, wetin dey motivate you?
I want day big, special and great.
Watching us live from Big Brother House Studio.
Joy for Osimhen, his teammates, and chuff for him as well.
Make we enjoy Max Entertainment together.
Sports or movies, telenovela or cartoon, music or reality TV. With just 6,900 naira, you fit get your GoTV decoder plus 1 month Max subscription. Make you enjoy over 75 channels with for GoTV Max. Make you and your special ones enjoy better things on Max levels. GoTV, love it.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
At 61, how far has Nigeria fared in its developmental strides, along with the challenges of nationhood? That's our focus on NTA Tuesday Alive this week, with the 61st Independence celebration still in the air. Tuesday Alive, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. It promises to be incisive and educative. Join us.
Welcome back. In the business of news, bad news is always good news somehow. However, even the most enthusiastic news hunter, to some, bad news are too distasteful to tell, but must be told anyway. Take, for instance, the story of a dutiful father that felt sparing the rod would spoil the child, but in the process of correction, he killed him. Worse, perhaps, is the tale of a stepmother that killed her 4-day-old stepdaughter less than 10 minutes after her co-wife entrusted her with care of the child. All these happened in Kano, where Elizabeth Yila Lamido reports.
I carried the drug and put it in the child's mouth. Then I noticed she looked somehow. I immediately regretted my action.
Firdausi Bello is a mother of 3 who lives with her husband and her co-wife in Gainawa village of Kura local government area of Kano State. On the early hours of Wednesday, the 15th of this September, Firdausi was entrusted with the care for her 4-day-old stepdaughter while the mother went to the bathroom. Before the mother returned, Firdausi had fed the child with an insecticide known as Gamalin A, shortly after which the child started foaming in the mouth and was rushed to the hospital, where she was confirmed dead.
As the first wife of the husband, he married another wife. And the second wife he married is a teenager that is always in her house, helping her with her housework. She was not happy with this. That is what led her to poisoning the newly born baby girl.
Firdausi, who is in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy, confesses to her crime as she regrets her actions and begs for forgiveness.
Since then, I have not been myself. Please and please, they should forgive me. It was a mistake.
Barely 5 days after this heinous crime, another incident occurred as Malam Lowell, a trader who owns a provision shop at Rijiabu, Jakara, in the heart of Kano City, got fed up with the delinquent behavior of his 10-year-old son, who constantly returned home late after errands, in addition to committing petty theft quite often. Lowell locked little Abba in a room, ignoring the pleas of his wife, neighbors, and the cry of the boy, as he beat the child with both a cane and a pestle till he could not breathe.
I asked what is going on, and I was told that Lowell killed his son. I went in and saw the boy stretched on the floor.
He is always looking for trouble and follows bad friends, staying out for days before returning home. So I beat him and also carried a pestle and hit him twice, which led to his death.
The police were alerted and Lowell was immediately arrested and remanded, awaiting trial. As is the case with Firdausi, Lowell also expresses regret and pleads for forgiveness.
I honestly regret my actions, and parents should please be patient and not act on impulse when angry.
It's good to evaluate the risks involved in actions before we act. Precaution is key. There is a thin line between life and death. Now, talking about life, ascertaining the paternity of a child through DNA hitherto was alien to our climb and is now becoming a growing culture. What could make a woman transfer the responsibility of fatherhood to someone who is probably in the dark about the true paternity of the child? How can the trauma and frustration from such heartbreaks be best handled? Ifoma Omesa had a conversation with experts.
Imagine experiencing the joy of conception, delivery, watching the child take baby steps, bearing the financial and moral responsibilities of raising the child, watching the child turn into a lady or gentleman, and then, unexpectedly, you discover the child isn't yours.
I cannot take it from that woman that you have wasted my time all these years. It will be too painful, ungodly, unacceptable, bad, wicked, and destructive. If there is anything that requires punishment, such a woman should be punished by God.
A situation that might lure a woman into doing certain things that will give birth to that.
Sometimes maybe the men could yell them, or maybe it could be their own desire to do it. So whoever is involved, nature has a way of punishing them.
The question is, what will cause a woman to deceive her husband into believing that a child she begot from another man belongs to him?
Several reasons. I think for some women, they will tell you love. Okay, they will tell you they love the man so much they don't want to break the man's heart. You know, they must have realized that the man is unable to father his own child, and then our sound, love. They will tell you, I love him so much, I don't want to hurt his ego, I don't want to hurt his personality, so I just tell him the kid is his to make him feel good.
Is there any moral justification for these unpleasant developments?
Issue of DNA test ought not to be heard of in a Christian community where love, trust are the bedrock, the foundation of the family.
As a Muslim, the best example so far that we can emulate is the one of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But there's a difference in opinions of the scholars. Some of them disagree about it, and some said nothing wrong about it, just for you to affirm, to know that, no, truly is my own blood. That is insincerity, and she lied. Even if the man dies and you don't know. One of the verse of Christ, he said, if you know truly that you are going to meet with your Lord and give account. So why will she do such a thing?
DNA test has been a proven means by which paternity fraud can be unraveled.
DNA is found in every cell of the human body. And these cells carry it. So when you take the blood of the patient, it is also in the blood cells. Now, from the DNA typing patterns, we will be able to decipher if the father, his own sperm, the DNA in his own sperm, contributed to having this child.
To curb the trend, society watchers call for the introduction of mandatory DNA testing at birth as an unbiased and objective determinant in the resolution of paternity disputes, which is fast causing havoc in many families.
Paternity fraud is terrible and has devastating effects. However, importantly, children should not be made to suffer for crime they did not commit. My 2 cents. We'll take our last break now.
The center is purposely established in order to provide these services that are examinations, medical examinations, and investigations that were not provided for in Kano as well as the entire Northwest region. It's equipped with modern technological equipment in terms of radiological services. We have MRI 1.5 Tesla. We have digital X-ray as well as 4D ultrasound equipment. The importance of the center cannot be overemphasized. Just within 1 year, the center attended to thousands and numerous patients as well as medical examinations. NKDC is established in order also to provide these healthcare facilities as a discounted price.
This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
This is where we'll end Newsline today. Remember, unity is strength and our diversity is our power. Good night and God bless Nigeria.
NTA, you can.